So welcome to this class. Now we get into another topic. We call the valuation model. Valuation model. Valuation models. Valuation models. That is the area or the topic that we cover today. Valuation models. Valuation models. There is a financial management on that valuation model. Generally, is also what we call the valuation of securities or valuation of assets. Are we together? Now, when I talk about valuation, this is where we are determining the worth of a security or a business. Determining the worth. When I talk about, we are talking about the value. And in this case, this is what we, the value attached to a security or to a given asset is what we call the theoretical value, which in this case we also call it the intrinsic value. We also call it the intrinsic value. So many of valuation model just for the investors to know whether in this case they can invest on a given security or not to invest on a given security. So you can write and say, valuation of securities, write and say, valuation of securities, you say, valuation is the process of determining. Valuation is the process of determining. The process of determining the worth of a security. Worth of a security or a business. The worth of a security or a business. The worth of a security or a business. Say, value attached to a security. Value attached to a security. Value attached to a security is known as the theoretical value. Known as the theoretical value or intrinsic value. Known as the theoretical value or intrinsic value. See, a security may be overvalued or undervalued. Security may be overvalued or undervalued. Security may be overvalued or undervalued by the market forces of demand and supply. May be overvalued or undervalued by market forces of demand and supply. Market forces of demand and supply. See, if the price of a security or if the market price of a security, is greater than the intrinsic value of the security, greater than the intrinsic value of the security, the security is said to be overvalued. The security is said to be overvalued. Security is said to be overvalued or overpriced. by the market forces or overpriced by the market forces or overpriced by the market forces. Yes, Nancy, you can just. So we can proceed. I talked about what we mean when we talk about valuation. So in this case, as I've said, valuation is just the process of determining the worth of a security or a business. When I talk of valuation, we say the value attached to a security is what we call the theoretical value or intrinsic value. This is generally what we call the real value. And also add that. Also what we call the real value. The real value of a security. The real value of a security. Are we together? Now, I'm also saying that a security can either be overvalued or undervalued by the market forces of demand and supply. And I'm saying in this case, if the market price of that security is greater than the intrinsic value or the theoretical value, then in this case, the security will be said to be overvalued or overpriced. So what I'm trying to mean, this is the real value. Are we together? And the market price or the price at which this security is selling is higher. Kumanisha, the price that is being sold is more than the real value of that security. And therefore, in this case, you cannot buy the security. What you do, you do what? You sell the security. Are we together? Because you will sell and gain more. But if you buy it, you pay more than the real value. Are we together? So if number two, or the second one, if the market price of the security, if the market price of the security is less than intrinsic value of the security is less than the intrinsic value of the security, then the security is said to be intrinsic value of the security. Then the security is said to be undervalued by the market forces, undervalued by the market forces. So what I mean in this case, the price for the security intrinsic value I've said is the real value. Therefore, if in this case it's less, then you can buy the security. When I talk of securities, we are talking about the financial assets. Like for example, ordinary shares. The market price of the security. If the market price of the security is equal to the intrinsic value is equal to the intrinsic value is equal to the intrinsic value. Then the security is said to. Then the security is said to be correctly valued. Correctly valued or priced. Correctly valued or priced. And that is on what we call the part of the introduction of the valuation model. Now let's talk of reasons for valuation of securities. Reason for valuation of securities. Reasons for valuation of securities. Reasons for valuation of securities. Reasons for valuation of securities. Now that was a question in May 2021. Was a question in May 2021, question 1C, Roman 1. Describe 4 reasons for valuing financial assets. I've said May 2021, question 1C, Roman 1. 1C, Roman 1. Number 1 is for liquidation purpose. Reason for valuation of securities, number 1, for liquidation purposes. See, when the company is liquidated, it should be liquidated. When the company is to be liquidated, when the company is to be liquidated, its assets will be valued. Its assets will be valued. Its assets will be valued in order to determine the amount to be realized. Its value will be determined, or the value to be determined in order to determine the amount to be realized. Amount to be realized from the sale of the security. From the sale of the security. Number 2 is for listing and quotation. Listings from quotation in the securities exchange. For listing. For listings, what we call quotation in the securities stock quotation in the securities exchange. Now, when we talk of listing or quotation, what we mean? Whereby the company is going on public, meaning that in this case, being registered on the security or listed on the securities exchange. You see, a company which is listed on the NSE, that is the Nairobi Stock Exchange, a company which is listed on Nairobi Stock Exchange for the first time, will have to value its securities. Will have to value its securities. Company which is listed on the NSE for the first time will have to value its securities. Number 3 is in case of selling the security. In case of selling the security. In case of selling the security, that is, in order to determine whether the security is overvalued or undervalued, in order to determine whether the security is overvalued or undervalued by the market forces. Is overvalued or undervalued by the market forces. The other one is for tax and insurance purposes. for tax and insurance purposes. For tax and insurance purposes. See? See, the assets of the company, the assets of the company will be valued for tax purposes. Will be valued for tax purposes. Will be valued for tax purposes, especially when we value for tax purposes, especially when the asset is being insured. Especially when the asset is being insured. When the asset is being insured. Another one is for mergers and acquisitions. For mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions. You see, when this takes place, there is a need to value. There is a need to value each company. There is a need to value each company. There is a need to value each company in order to determine whether there will be any additional benefits. In order to determine whether there is any additional benefits that will be realized. In order to determine whether there is any additional benefit that will be realized. Additional benefit that will be realized. That will be realized. The other one. The other one. In order to use the security, in order to use the security as a collateral. In order to use the security as a collateral. Say, when the company wants to borrow from financial institutions, when the company wants to borrow from financial institutions, when the company wants to borrow from financial institutions, normally requires the securities in form of collateral. Requires the securities in form of collateral, in order to secure the loan, in order to secure the loan. So those are the reasons for valuation of securities, or generally valuation of financial assets. Now let's talk about the theories of valuation. Theories of valuation. Theories of valuation. Theories of valuations. Theories of valuation. See, there are three major theories of valuation. There are three major theories of valuation. Three major theories of valuation. Number one is the fundamental theory. Fundamental theory. Fundamental theory. Number two is the technical or tactics theory. Technical or tactics theory. What tactics theory. And number three is what we call the random walk theory. Random walk theory. Random walk theory. Random walk theory. Now, listen here. Now, this one, we have what we call the fundamental theory. Now, this one says that the value of the or the theoretical value of a security will be the now I'm explaining on this part of the fundamental theory. Now I'm saying this theory says that the theoretical value or the real value or intrinsic value will be equal to the present value of what? All the future benefits to be realized from that security. When I talk of future benefit, like for example, if I am talking of ordinary shares, we know it's dividend. Are we together? When I talk of bonds, in this case, we know the benefit is what? The interest, right? When I talk of preference shares, what is the benefit? The preference what? Dividend. Are we together? That is on the fundamental view. When I talk of technical or what we call statistics theory, this one said that the price of the security or what we call the first price pattern. Or this says that the past price pattern will repeat itself in future. What do we mean in this case? It believes that the history will repeat itself in future. So the price that you are selling the security previously are the same price that you will come and sell the security in future. Are we together? Then also this one is on the random walk theory. This one says that the price of the security will behave in a random manner. So will behave on the information that is released on the market. You release a good information, the price will go up. You release a bad information about the security, will go down. So you write and say on fundamental theory. This is a question on November 2015. Was on November 2015, question number what? Then question one what? November 2015, question number 1B. You are to explain the following theories of valuation. Explain the following theories of valuation, where we've been given the fundamental theory, random walk theory. Random walk theory. So, fundamental theory of valuation, let's begin with that. Fundamental theory of valuation. Say, this state that, this state that, this state that. The theoretical value of security, theoretical value of security, theoretical value of security, theoretical value of a security is equal to the present value, is equal to the present value of all the expected future benefit is equal to the present value, of all the expected future benefits, future value of all the expected future benefits to be realized from the security. So this is what I mean. If we want to get the theoretical value, when I talk of theoretical value, we are talking about intrinsic value. In other cases, they may call it the real world value. In other cases, they may call it the fundamental value. Certainly, just the same thing. To be given by the present value of annuity. Annuity and present value of maturity value. Present value of annuity, multiplied by what? Or you add the present value of maturity value. Number two. Theory number two, the technical theory, or what we call the statist theory. Technical theory, or what we call the statist theory. Technical theory, or what we call the statist theory. See, this theory states that the past price patterns, talking about this past price pattern over security could repeat itself in the future. Say, it uses graphs and charts. It uses graphs and charts as its main tool of control. See, in this case, the past price patterns can be observed. Past price patterns can be observed and recorded. With the expectation that they would repeat in future. With the expectation that they would repeat in future. See, the theory identified 3 levels of price pattern trends. The theory identified 3 levels of price pattern trends. Which includes 3 levels of price pattern trends, which include number 1, the primary trend of pattern. Say, this is a price pattern. Which has been observed and recorded, and recorded. It has been observed and recorded, which has been observed and recorded for a period of more than 1 year. For a period of more than 1 year. Period of more than 1 year. Number two, we have the secondary trend or pattern. Secondary trend or pattern. See, this is a price pattern that has been observed. This is a price pattern that has been observed. This is a price pattern that has been observed and recorded for a period of less than 1 year. That has been observed and recorded for a period of less than 1 year. And the last one is what we call the tertiary trade. Tertiary trade. Tertiary trade. Tertiary trade. See? Tertiary trade. See? This is a price pattern. This is a price pattern. This is a price pattern that has been observed, and recorded. That has been observed and recorded. That has been observed and recorded for a very short period of time. That has been observed and recorded for a very short period of time. It can be weekly or daily. Weekly or daily. So that is on what we call the statist theory. The last one, number 3, random walk theory. Random walk theory. Random walk theory. Same. This theory states that. This theory states that the price of a security, depends on the information, released on the market. Depends on the information released in the market. Say, if the information released on the market is good, if the information released on the market is good, the price of the security will go up. Price of the security will go up. The other one, see, if the information released on the market is bad, the information released on the market is bad, then the price of the security will decrease. Price of the security will decrease. Say, this leads to efficient market hypothesis. Efficient market hypothesis. This leads to efficient market hypothesis. EMH. Efficient market hypothesis. Say, this states that information, whether good or bad, this states that information whether good or bad, information whether good or bad, once released in the market, information whether good or bad, once released in the market, is quickly reflected on the securities prices. Is quickly reflected on the securities prices. Quickly reflected on the securities prices. Characteristics of efficient market hypothesis. Characteristics of efficient market hypothesis. Characteristics of efficient market hypothesis. In some questions, they will call it the features of what? Efficient market hypothesis. September 2021, question number 4A. September 2021, question number 4A. To summarize 5 features of efficient market hypothesis. May 2017, still again, question was also there. On May 2017. On May 2017. May 2017, question 5B. Summarize the assumptions of efficient market hypothesis. Assumptions, features, characteristics. They are one and the same word. Things. One, information whether good or bad. One, information whether good or bad. Information whether good or bad. Information whether good or bad. Once released in the market, is quickly reflected on the securities exchange. Once released in the market, is quickly reflected on the security, prices. Number two, it assumes that there is a continuous buying and selling. It assumes that there is a continuous buying and selling. Assumes that there is a continuous buying and selling of securities. There is a continuous buying and selling of securities. The other one, it assumes that there is no speculation. It assumes that there should be no. It assumes that there should be no speculation. There should be no speculation in the market. The other one, no investor who should receive information earlier. Than the others. We should receive information earlier than the others. Another one, knowledgeable people or experts, knowledgeable investors or experts, should not take advantage of their knowledge to make abnormal gains. Should not take advantage of their knowledge to make abnormal gains. Should not make abnormal gains. Last one. The transaction costs such as online commission paid to brokers. Transaction costs like commission paid to brokers should be minimum, so as to discourage, the buying and selling, so as to discourage the investors on buying and selling of securities. The investors on buying and selling of securities. Buying and selling of securities. Now, in this case, we'll be able to talk about the valuation of now the securities. And the securities that will be concerned is only the ordinary shares, the ventures, and the preference shares. So let me begin with the valuation. Of ordinary shares. Valuation of ordinary shares. Valuation of ordinary. Same. Ordinary shares are classified into three. Ordinary shares are classified into three for the purposes of valuation. Ordinary shares are classified into three for the purposes of valuation. Number one is what we call the zero dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Zero dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Zero dividend growth rate ordinary shares. When I talk of zero dividend growth rate ordinary shares, that dividend that does not grow. So if they pay the dividend in period one, is that the same dividend? Two, three, up to period and that is for zero dividend growth rate ordinary shares. B, constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Growth rate ordinary shares. Growth rate ordinary shares. These are now the dividends that grow at a constant rate. Grow at a constant rate. Constant growth rate. Number three is the non-constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. So this one, they will grow at a constant rate for a given period. They change and grow for another period at a constant rate. Grow at a constant period. Constant rate at different periods. Different periods. So now, I want to know now how we get the theoretical value in case of a zero dividend growth rate ordinary share. So let's just begin with the zero dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Zero dividend growth rate ordinary. Now, basically, for all these, we use what we call the Godot's model. We'll use what we call the Godot growth model, which is just what we call the Godot's growth model. Godot's growth model. So, if we use the Godot's growth model to get a value in this case, we'll have it as PO. Value in this case will be the dividend per share divided by the cost of what? Equity. C is the theoretical value. Theoretical value. Right now for KE, that is the cost of ordinary shares. The cost of ordinary share. E is dividend per share. Dividend. Dividend per share. That is in case of zero dividend growth rate, ordinary shares. If it is a constant dividend growth rate, ordinary share. Dividend growth rate, ordinary share. How do you get the value? Now, the value of the share will be given by DO, 1 plus D, all over KE minus G. When I talk of DO, this is the last dividend. Okay. Dividend. Sorry. G is the growth rate. Growth rate. KE. This is the cost of ordinary shares of equity. Cost of equity, or the required return on equity. Yes. So when I check DO1 plus D is giving us B1. And B1 here is now what we call the net or expected dividend. Expected dividend. The net or expected dividend. Net or expected dividend. Now, if we have the expected dividend, then PO will be given by D1 because we have to use the next KE minus D. KE minus D. Now, here we've talked about the growth rate. There are two methods of computing growth rates. When you are not given two methods of computing growth rates. Method of computing growth rates. Two methods of computing growth rates. We have two methods of computing growth rates. Number one, two methods of computing growth rate. One is what we call the compounding method. Compounding Now, to get the growth rate using the compounding method, you will have G over N root of dN over dO minus 1. Now, for this one, we use it when we be given dividend for particular years. Also, let's have a dividend for 5 years. This is when you use the compounding method. Number 2 is what we call the retention method. Retention method. When I talk of retention method, this is whereby you just take the return on or the retention ratio. When I talk of retention ratio, this is what you retain after you pay dividends. So, multiply by return on equity. So RE, retention ratio. Retention ratio is 1 minus dividend payout ratio. Then KE is the return on equity. Return on equity. We do May 2021. May 2021. May 2021. May 2021 question 1C Roman 2. May 2021 question 1C Roman 2. May 2021 question number 1C Roman 2. May 2021 question 1C Roman number 2. May 2021 question 1C Roman 2. Now, as a limited expects to pay a dividend of shillings 5.4 per share in 1 year time. The company dividend payout ratio is 6%, 60%. Shareholders required rate of return, required return on equity 15%. Dividends they have been growing at a constant rate in perpetuity. Company shares are currently trading at 64.45 per share in the securities exchange. Required an investor who holds shares in us limited, whether to buy more shares or to do what? To sell more shares. So we'll have to look for the value. And after looking for the value, we compare with the market value. Market price is what we've been given as 64.1. So that is on our constant dividend growth rate, ordinary shares. So how do you get the value, theoretical value? PO. Are we given the expected dividends? What have we been given on number 2? Shareholder, the company payout on number 3. I mean, on the first line, they expect to pay a dividend of how much? That's our DO or D1. Huh? So I'll use this one. Still. Right? Because we've been given the expected dividend. So it is D1 all over KE minus G. So we have the D1, which is 5.4. Yes. We also have the KE. This is the required return on equity, which is how much? Yes, 15%. We also need to have the what? Draw the bridge. Which method are we going to use? The retention mode. Because we know we've been given the dividend payout ratio. And dividend payout ratio will help us to get the retention ratio. So we've seen this retention ratio multiplied by the required return on equity, which in this case is RE multiplied by KE. What was the required return on equity? Or the retention ratio is how much? Itakuwa 40%, which is 0.4. Sawa. If they pay 60% as dividend, wana retain that in 40%, and required return on equity is how much? 15. So this will give you how much? This is 6%. So I can have the PO, which is the theoretical value. This is 5.4. I divide by 0.15 minus 0.06. Nakupea ngapi? How much? Yes? 60. Exact. Yes. Therefore, that is the real value. And what is it? It is reading at how much? So is the security overvalued or undervalued? That is the question number one. You need to know. Niambie kama iko overvalued or undervalued. Sometimes ndio iko. You are the theoretical value, which is the real value. Is how much? Is zero. That is your theoretical value. But the market price is how much? Yes. Is the security overvalued or undervalued? Yes. Hivi ndo wewe unajua the real value ndo hii. Sawa. Hii ni ile price unaweza uza ama unaweza nunua. Is it overvalued or undervalued? Overvalued. Sawa. Because if the real value is this, now what the security is trading at, ukinunua ni kumaanisha utainunua at a higher price. Ndio. Kumaanisha you will overpay. Pamoja. If in this case, if it is overvalued, then you're not supposed to buy. What do you do? You sasa kama utanunua, sinaona utauziwa na pesa mingi. But if you sell, sinaona utabenefit. Yeah. So this one is you do what? Sell the what? Sell the shares. Since the theoretical value on the security is overvalued. Or the shares. The shares are overvalued. Since the shares are overvalued. Since the shares are overvalued. That is how you are to get the 4 marks. November 2018, there is another question. November 2018. November 2018, question number 3. The 2C. November 2018, question 2C. November 2018, question number 2C. November 2018, question 2C. November 2018, question 2C. The earning per share and dividend per share data for Maraba Limited over the last 5 years are provided. You have the year, dividend per share, and earning per share. Additional information: a prospective investor is considering buying the shares of the company, which are currently selling at 55, each at the securities exchange. The investor's required rate of return is 20%. You are required to advise the investor on whether to buy the shares of Maraba Limited using the Godon's what? Using the Godon's model. I'm saying all that we are using here is the Godon's model, right? So how do you get the value? Because here we have to get the value. We compare with the market price in that case. Value in this case will now be what? DO 1 plus D all over KE minus G all over KG KE minus D. The last dividend alilipa 20 what? Was it 2017? That was the last dividend. Remember, this is year 2018. Now, we know the growth rate. We don't know the growth rate. But I said when we have different dividend for particular years, you use the compounding. So our growth rate here should be n root of dn over d minus 1. So this is what I mean. We've been given them from 21. 2013, 2014. For the purposes of dividend computation, I want you to check here. What was the 2013 dividend? 1. 2017. This is for the purposes of dividend computation. This is what will be our DO. This will be our D1, D2, D3. Then we have this is 2014, 2015, 2016, 20. Are we together? So this is now what will be our N. Are we together? Remember, for dividend, we use the next dividend. Why we use the next dividend? Dividends are paid at the end of the year, not as at the beginning. Are we together? So in this case, this is what I will have. I will just say the growth rate here, which will be the fourth root of this dn is our d4. Cn we said is 4. So it will be 4. 1.80. You divide by 1 point minus 1. Awesome. Usikuja hapa uhesabu hizi miaka. If you count the years, you will be very wrong. So how much are you getting from that? Once you get that, you multiply by 100, will give you the growth rates. You know how to get the fourth roots. That's why it is important that you have a calculator. You don't know how to get the fourth root. How do you get the fourth root? I'm going to finish a 4 square root of that. Now, what are you? Brenda. What are Wait. No. In 1.8, if you divide by that, just remaining that. So you just place 4, shift, donor E power. Hapo kwa power utaona kitu inakaa hivi. That is the end root. Umeona? Hauioni? Nimesema 4. Kwanza unaanza na 4 shift. Unaona shift? Shift is it on the left hand side of the corner. When I shift, you will see this. That is what we call the power. Sawa sawa. Ukifinya hivi inafaa kuleta kitu kama then this one. Nimeleta 1.8 is equals 10 minus 1. A1 equal outside the what? Square root. Sawa. So now we can get the value. This will be last dividend 2018 was 2017. 1 plus the growth 0.16. You divide by how much? 0.2. See the required return is how much? Yes? 20%. So I check 0.2 minus that. Tell me what it's giving you. Giving you a value of how much? Nakupea ngapi? 50? 52.2. That is the theoretical value. What was the MPS? Was 55. Advise the investor. Should he buy the shares? Yes. Seller. This is the real value. Ukinunua unauziwa na ngapi? 55. Should you buy or no? Not buy. Yeah? You buy. Kama umeuziwa, you know the real value. Wewe sasa ndio unajua the real value. Ni kama uende kununua kitu ukijua bei yake. Unajua bei yake ni 500. Lakini sasa akienda anakuuzia 800. Will you buy? Sasa hivi ndio hii ni the real value. Sawa. And then you have been in also at how much? 55. So should you buy or not buy? So MPS in this case is greater than the theoretical value. And therefore the security is overvalued. Still, the security is overvalued. And therefore she should not do, should not buy the shares. Should not buy shares. That is yes. The last dividend to go here where? And the last dividend ilikuwa for 20. Yes, nimesema for the purposes of progress. Ndio maana unazipanga hivi. Ndio ujue the progress. But the last dividend that was paid, if our year is 2018, then 2017. We proceed. Now, in case the other one is non-constant what? Still, yeah, that is how you get the 8 marks. And if partial, there is no way you're going to use it. What's up? Yes. Now let's talk about the third category, non-constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Non-constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Non-constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares. Now, for the non-constant dividend growth rate ordinary shares, as I've seen, they grow at a constant rate, but in different periods. So for this one, we apply the theory of what? The fundamental theory of valuation. This is the one that we apply. Fundamental theory of valuation. Where in this case, get the value will be the present value of future benefits during non-constant period, non-constant period, you add the present value of future benefits, present value of future benefits during the constant period, during constant. That is how we get the value. November 2017. November 2017, question number 3A. November 2017, question 3A. November 2017, question 3A. November 2017, question 3A. Now, ordinary shares of Kwekwe Limited are currently selling at 60 each at securities X. Company's price to earning ratio is 6 times. Kwekwe Limited adopts 40% payout ratio as its dividend policy. It is predicted that the company's earnings and dividend will grow at an annual rate of 10% for the first 3 years, 5% for the next 2 years, and 4% thereafter in perpetuity. The investors required minimum required rate of return is 12%. You require current value, intrinsic value, divide the investor based on the what? The results. So we know the benefits in this case is the dividends. So how do we get the dividends? How do we get the dividend? We have the price earning ratio. We also have the what? We also have the dividend payout ratio. In our further financial statement analysis, ratios unaitumia in so many areas. I know we'll also use them in dividend pay policy. We'll also use them on working capital management. Yes, the ratios. That will be some ratios. So kitu ya kwanza ni kujua how do you get the price earning ratio? How do you get the dividend per share? So we know price earning ratio in this case is given by what? We say this one measures the relationship between what? Any other money equal to price over earnings. So this is just a market price per share divided by earning per share. So what we want to know first is the earning per share. So meaning that our earning per share will be given by the MPS divided by what? Price earning ratio. If I make this a subject of the formula, so that is how it should be, which in this case it will be 60 over what? Which is 10. That is per share. Now, this is earning per share. Sisi tunataka kujua dividend. And we know the dividend payout ratio is what? And a dividend is out of what? The earnings. So to get the dividend per share, we just be earning per share multiplied by what? The dividend payout ratio, right? Which in this case is how much? I will take 10, they paying 40%, right? Which in this case it will be 4. So that's a dividend to maybe in the first 3 years it will grow at what rate? 10%. So we know to get the value of the share or the theoretical value is the present value of future benefits during the what? The non-constant. So I will begin with that one. Present value of future benefits. And this is during the non-constant period. During the non-constant period. Non-constant. Remember that is on this topic of valuation is always there in each and every system. Yeah, so you need to be very keen on it. So in this case, I just we know to get the present value, we have to discount in time value money. So I now the dividend per share, present value interest factor. What was the cost of capital? The required return is what? 12%. And that will give us the present. For the first 3 years, 1, 2, 3, the dividend is expected to grow at a rate of almost 10%. So I'll just remember for each we use the next dividend. So it will be 4. 1 plus 0.1. This will be 4.4. So for the second year, it will also grow at the same 1.01, 1.1. Which will be 4.084. Right? Then, Mesema the dividend is growing at what? A constant rate for the first 3 years, 10%. So we know the dividend here is 4. If he grow at a 10%, that is why I'm taking 1 plus what? 1 plus R. R is just the growth rate. So 1 plus the growth rate, we say we are using the next dividend. Remember this is it. You want to say 1 plus D is the next. And in this case, we normally use the next dividend. So if for the at the end of year 1, this is the dividend. So beginning of year 2, this is it. So at the end of year 2 will be what? In 1 plus the growth rate, right? So this one will also be 4.84, 1.1. Giving you how much? Yes? 5.32. Now, for the next 2 years, the dividend will now grow at what rate? 5 what? 5%. So I will also have 5, 3, 2, 4, 1.1. Giving you how much? 6 point what? Money 5.8. Yes? 5.8 equal 5, 6. Umepata hivi? Simeandika hivi. Ama ni 5.8. Andike hivi. 1.0. Oh, this is 1.5%. Sorry. 5. This will be 1.05. It is growing at how much? So it will be 5 points. Yes? 5.9. 5.902. So 5.5902 multiplied by 1 point will give you how much? 5.8 69. Senior. We discount that. You go to the table. You say we use which table? Yes. We are using which table? Kuna table moja na kuna ya pili. We're going to use which one, Brenda? The first one or the second? Since you mentioned gani tunatumia? Kwa table ya discount tena, we use which one? The first table. I said when all these ones are not the same, you use it for the first table. Second table is when they are annuities. So this one will be 0.892 to 9. Yeah, 2. Unaenda tu kwa on horizontal line. Utaona hapo kuna 12% teremke nayo. Kuanzia hapo ndio year 1. This is 7972 7118 0.6355 and this is 0.5674. Multiply by that. You have seen the values on the table. So now multiply there. We are getting up the first one 5.9 3.9 92876 in 4 days move this. The second one yes 3.858 oh the other one 3.79 0 3.78 for the podium. Mm-hmm. 3.55 26. And then the last one. Three point three 3052. So get it. Get it. Yes. 18.459. Now, present value during the constant period now. Now, tulimpika up to year 5. Thereafter, 4% thereafter in perpetuity. When I talk of perpetuity, tulisema ni inamaanisha nini? Yes, time value of money. Ama hiyo sales justice. We've gone through that one for time value of money. Right, Nazari. So now, so up to infinity or perpetuity, it will be constant. So we know first how to get the value of the constant. How do you get the value per share of the constant? Constant ordinary dividend shares. We say to get the value to be given by what? EO 1 plus over what? A minus EO no. How you get the value? But in our case, we want the present value. So present value, you just multiply by the present value interest factor. This will still be for year 5. So you just take 12% from where in this case in the other group. Come on. So in this case, the last dividend is this one. So which was 5, 8, 6, 9, 7, 1 plus now the growth rate in perpetuity. Is it 4%? 4%. Cost of capital is 12%, which is the cost of equity or the required return on equity, 0.04. Then I multiply by 0.5674. What is the theoretical value? What is the theoretical value? How much is it given you? Umepata ngapi? Yes? 3.2 296 4 1. So you get the total here with me. 361. 1.75. 1.756. So should he buy the shares or should he invest on the shares or not? They should. Brenda, anafaa kununua kwa hizo shares ama anafaa kufanya nini? Should he invest on those shares? MPS will be given in 60. Our theoretical value is 1.756. Should he invest on the shares? Should sell. Kwa kizungu ina changanya kidogo. Hapa hii nimewambia, when I talk of theoretical value, this is the real value. Sawa sawa. Wewe unajua the real value ndio hii 61.756. Na unauziwa the shares at 60. Should you buy or sell? You should buy. You unauziwa at what? Yeah, at a lower price. Kama unauziwa at 60, that means the security is undervalued. Sawa sawa. The price is lower than what you know the real value. Right in the real value. And the price in your one is 60. Where? You already know. Right. So it should do what? Is undervalued. Since MPS is less than the theoretical value. So the security is undervalued and therefore should invest on the shares. Invest on the shares. Invest on the shares. Right? So we'll just come and continue on the valuation of preference shares. So you do the following as assignments. Do the following as assignment. Do the following as assignment. April 2022, question number 1D. April 2022, question 1D. April 2022, question 1D. Also do May 2019, question number 1C. May 2019, question 1C. May 2019, question 1C. November 2018, question number 3D. November 3D. 3C. 3C. November 2018, 3C. Where 2018, 3C. May 2018, question 3C. May 2018, question 3C. We also do November 2016. November 2016, November 2015. November 2015, do question number 1D. And May 2016, question 1C. May 2016, question 1C. Hizo assignment huwa nafanya na wapea siati zinakuanga za kuweka. Sawa sawa. Kuna some assignments I will give intentionally. Sawa. Make sure that you do the assignment and you remit those assignments. There are some areas probably you may not be aware about what you know on a given area. And that is why in this case we give the assignment. We don't give the assignment because we just want to see the books and the assignments. Awesome. Yeah, kindly do those assignments and you also remit. So any question? Any question on that? Uliza swali basi. Characteristics of efficient market.